You are in the world. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world, whether you are watching this live or you're watching a replay of this. So nice to have you. We're back again. We had a bit of a break over summer, the Australian summer, and it's been great weather, but we're back in action. And welcome to Video Content Marketing for Your Business. So great to have you. Today we'll be looking at some essential tools that you need for effective videos, to create effective videos. Now, obviously, tools are only tools. It's the way you use your tools. But we're going to look at some of the things that I use for my videos, and hopefully I can share with you a couple of tips that will help you to decide on what sort of tools that you need to improve your videos. And it is important that you need to improve your videos. And I'll tell you why. Now, if you're like me, when you open up your email inbox, I'm going to be honest, I'm just overwhelmed by the amount of free content that's being offered to me. Because I'm one of those guys who subscribes to everything and opts into everything. So there's things like free training programs. There's so many product launches, and oddly enough, a lot of those product launches are about training programs on how to launch your product, if that makes sense. But there's free webinars, free ebooks, free videos, free training, free. So much free content out there that as a business, if you're trying to launch your business or you're trying to grow your business online, this is one of the great challenges that you face, that we all face, because there is just so much content. Content clutter is out there. So it is vitally important that we need to improve the quality of our content to really cut through that. Now, there's essentially, I think, 4 points I want to raise now before we actually start the show. Number one is that content will always be king, but it's the way you package the content. Now, a few years ago, if you made a video about how to tie shoelaces, someone searching for that would find your video and say, wow, there's a video on how to tie shoelaces. How great's that? And then watch your video. Regardless of the quality of your video, they would watch that video. Now, if they're searching today for a video on how to tie shoelaces, there would be literally dozens and dozens of videos showing you how to do it. So the viewer now can make a decision. They can decide which video they are going to watch. And they're going to look for quality video, because they don't need to watch those videos where, the limbs are hanging outside of frames and the audio is no good. They can pick the best quality video. So it's really how you package the content is very important. The other thing is being consistent. Right? There's no point in spending 2-3 months just delivering content every week and building an audience, and then you stop delivering content. I mean, you might get busy with the amount of work that's coming in. All of a sudden, you leave your content behind. 6 months later, work slows down, and you think, I need some more work. I better start putting some content back out there. But in 6 months, they've moved on. Your community, your audience has moved on to someone else. Someone else has taken your spot. So you must be consistent all the time. Okay. The other thing is quality of video production. Again, if you go back just 2-3 years ago, you could have just made a very simple video. You didn't really have to edit it. You can allow mistakes to stay in there, and it's just a very straightforward video, much like this. And people would accept that. But now, again, because of so much content, you need to increase the level of the quality of your video. Hopefully, by looking at some equipment today, that may help you. But again, it's only just tools. It's the way you use tools. Now, the final point, number 4, and I think this is the most important point of all, is to be different. To stand out from everyone else, you need to be different. One of the things I see with a lot of video marketers and the videos is the videos are just copies of other people. They see other videos and they think, I need to do a video. That's great. I want to do exactly like that. And they're trying to do exactly the same. Now, I mean, just look at yourself. I mean, you are the difference between everyone else. I mean, there are billions of people on Earth, and there's a lot of people just like you, but they're not exactly like you. You are unique. This is the amazing thing. We are all absolutely unique, and that is your brand. Whether it's a personal brand or it's your business brand, you make your videos unique. So let's get you out there, because you are unique and you're the difference. And its difference is what counts. Now, in branding, when you start branding, you're going to have some people who will not like your videos, who will not like you, and that personally, that can hurt, and they'll go somewhere else. But that's fine, because other people will like you, they'll connect with you, and they'll follow you. All right, so very important. Be yourself. Don't try and pretend to be someone you're not. Be yourself, because that's the difference, and that's your brand. That's your branding. All right. So those 4 things. Being the content is king, and the way you package your content, your information, being consistent, the quality of your video production, and also the difference, your branding. Well, those 4 things will make you stand out from all the others. So work on those. And this is what this show is all about. It's about looking at those things over the next few weeks. And I'd love you to join me and talking about those things and how you do it with your business. And by doing those 4 things, you will stand out and break through that clutter. Okay, having said that, I know time is very precious. I do value your time, so let's get straight in today. We're going to look at some essential video equipment. And I'll do that by sharing some of the equipment that I use, and I'll explain to you why I like using my equipment, why I like that particular equipment, and hopefully you'll get a few tips from it if you're looking to upgrade. So let's start off with, I guess, obviously you need to start off with something to video you or your videos, video capture device. And there's things obviously like camcorders, DSLRs, there's webcams, smartphones. So we'll look quickly through all of those. Now, the camcorder I use, and I've been using it for well over a year, is this Canon XA20. It's an XA20. Actually, I love this. I absolutely love this camcorder. I love it because the quality of video it produces, you just open up the lenses, there it is. I'm not going to do a sales pitch on this, but this is what I use. I've been using it for over 12 months, and it's still one of the Canon's best camcorders on the market today. In fact, the price hasn't really dropped since I bought it. It's a very good quality camcorder. Why? Well, I'll just explain some of the features I like about it, and these are some of the features that you can look for. Now, remember, Canon is one of the top 3. The other 2, Sony and Panasonic. So look for Canon, Sony, Panasonic, and all the videos are very similar at similar price points. So you might find a Sony camcorder at this price. You might find Panasonic a little bit more, but it has extra features. And the Canon might be even more, but it's got even more features. So you've got to balance the features and the price to find something that's suitable for you. But I would say to you, always buy the best you can, because they do last for a few years. And you want to do the best you can. This is important for your business. You want to get quality video. Now, what I love about this, now there's no internal storage on this at all, right? I think it's there's a couple of SD discs, but that's fine because I take the disc out, put it in the computer, and edit the videos. So it's not a problem with me. It's got absolutely no internal storage. You do pay more for internal storage, but to me, it's not all that important. What I like about this, it's got wide lens. Look for a camcorder with wide lens. Why? Because when you're in a confined environment, if you're in a little office, if you're doing your videos in an office space, the wide lens just lets you capture everything. If you haven't got wide lens, you have to stand back about a couple of meters away to get a picture of you. Wide lens just lets you get much closer, and you get the full view of you or whoever you're shooting. So wide lens is very important for me. Obviously the image quality. the image processor that's in here, and Canon have got some of the best. What I particularly like about this, it's got different modes. I don't know whether you can see that, but it's got auto mode, so you can put it on auto and just shoot away. So if you had a conference or you're just shooting whatever you're shooting, it's an auto mode. It will automatically focus. It will look after the whole thing, and it does a pretty good job at auto. But you can also put it into manual mode, and this allows you to do everything, to control that image exactly the way you like it. So you can look at the auto and think, no, I don't like that. It doesn't give that mood that I'm after. You can put it into manual, and you've got control over everything you see on the camera. It's also good if you're shooting at someone and there's a very bright background behind them and auto mode's just not working for you. So you can fix that, put on manual and shoot away, and they'll fix that. So I like the manual controls. You don't have to use manual if you don't want to, but it certainly gives you a lot more flexibility. The other mode I like is the cinema mode. So it gives you those beautiful colors like watching a movie on the big screen. And that's really good when you're doing stories, your brand stories about yourself, about your business, about your customers. Put on the cinema mode and fire away, and it just gives you a nice story quality about your videos. So I really do love this camcorder. I think you can probably, I've seen it for still $2,000, but that's Australian dollars, maybe US, you're looking at maybe $1,700, maybe down to $1,500. But it's a very good camcorder. I love it. As I said, it's fantastic. But having said all that, the most important part for me are these little inputs here. Now, these inputs are your audio, and that's for XLR. XLR inputs, you'll find they've got things like these three prongs. They go into here, and that goes into your microphone. The other end goes to your microphone. That, to me, is probably one of the most important parts of this camcorder, because you get professional audio sound. And audio is just so important to get right, but it allows you to get professional audio sound with this camcorder. Very, very important. So that's the added bonus with this. So overall, love this camcorder. It's number one on my list. That's a Canon XA20. And as I said, probably you could get around from maybe $2,000 down into maybe 1,700 or thereabouts. But you know, as I said, if you're serious about your video marketing, you want to go to the next level, then you need to start looking at better equipment, right? But now there's a debate whether you should purchase a camcorder or a DSLR. Now, DSLRs obviously started with the still images, and they've over the years they've added video capabilities. But to me, they're still cameras with a bit of video added to it. They're not as easy to handle. I mean, this is, look, you know, put your hand in here, all the controls are there, beautiful. You can shoot anywhere you like. Getting a DSLR, a little bit awkward to handle, it's not the same as a camcorder. So, you know, I'm a bit iffy with those. What the benefits of a DSLR is obviously the image quality. It's a larger image processor, so your image is certainly nice, and you do get that ability to have the shallow depth of field, which is really just, for instance, getting your foreground in focus like this, and all your background you put it into soft focus or slightly out of focus. So everything, oops, excuse me. So everything is just focused on your subject. You can do that with DSLRs, but on the market today, you can get Canon have also got a cinema range of EOS. I wonder if I might be able to show you something here. See if I can show you. Yes, here it is. Okay. Hopefully you can see this. So this is the Canon EOS C100 over here, which was released a couple of years ago, and this is the EOS C100 Mark II, which has just been released. Just now as we speak is being released. And what they are, I'll just flick them off now. That I'll share that with you. Yeah. All right. Hopefully, no, it's no good. So basically, we're back on. Okay, I hope you can see me. Okay. Okay. Now, the EOS Canon EOS series, particularly the C100 Mark II, is the best of both worlds. It's got all the feel of a camcorder, but you can change the lenses and get the benefits of the DSLR. But they're not cheap. By no means are they cheap. They're something like about $4,000 for camera only, plus you have to purchase your lens. So that's no good. Just want to make sure we're okay here. All right. The problem with this, I don't know whether this is going to work for me or not until I finish, I guess. Okay, so I'll just carry on. So that's a Canon EOS I recommend, but it's like $4,000 just for the camera plus lenses. So yeah, that's a big commitment, but certainly get the best you can afford, because getting picture quality is so important, particularly audio. Now, there are, of course, other, if that's way too much for you, there's also things like webcams, and I'm obviously shooting this on a webcam. So let's have a look. I'll just put a mirror there. There we go. We can see the webcam. It's the Logitech, and I'm just shooting this. Image quality is pretty good. I mean, years ago, obviously the webcams were terrible, absolutely terrible image, but this one's pretty good. It's a Logitech HD Pro C920. It's about $100. So just for an investment of around about $100, you can get a good quality webcam and shoot all your videos like this. So, that's another great option to use. And but if you're going to get a webcam, get the best you can, because some of those cheaper ones, the image quality is terrible, and people aren't going to put up with it anymore. Years ago, perhaps, but not anymore. Now, you can also use things like this. I think most people nowadays have a smartphone. You can use a smartphone and shoot your videos, and this is great if you're on the move and you haven't got your camera with you. You can get some great videos using this, but there's a limit to how much control you have over the image. Now, I use this usually as a second camera, so I can use this as my number one camera on a tripod, and if I'm shooting someone there, I can then go on the side and just shoot a second angle using my smartphone, and then edit together. That's like your B-roll, and put it together, and I've got two angles, which is great. So nice and easy to use. So that basically covers all the video capture devices. So your camcorders, DSLRs, webcams, and smartphones, and you can obviously you can capture stuff on your screen. Camtasia is very popular. I use a program called Debut Video, which is just doesn't record sound, but sometimes I just want to capture, sometimes just what I'm actually videoing. Okay, so that's pretty cool. Radio. Now, what else can we do? Okay, next thing, let's talk about microphones, because I said audio is so important. If you have got the ability to have a XLR connection, then go for a professional microphone. Now, I recommend Rode microphones. This is a shotgun microphone from Rode, so it only captures the sound that's in front of the microphone. So this is facing you as you speak. It'll only capture the sound directly in front. If you actually stand behind the microphone, you probably won't be heard. But which is terrific. So when you're videoing a person, whether it's yourself, get yourself a shotgun microphone. And Rode, I like Rode because it's a lot cheaper than some of the top brands, but the quality is amazing. So it's really good value. And these are professional microphones at a reasonable price. So that would probably cost maybe $250. So, yep. So it's a fair price. But once you buy one of these, it'll last you for forever because it's an XLR connection. That's a professional connection. So you may upgrade your camcorder from time to time, but you can always keep your microphone. Now, the other way to record sound is obviously through lapel microphones, such as this. So that just clips onto your shirt, and you can speak. You've got a device like this, which then connects wirelessly to its brother over here, and that connects to the camera's sound system. So that's just a lapel microphone or a wireless microphone. Again, records pretty good sound. So that's one way of doing it if you're just one person in front of a camera, or you can use your shotgun microphone and use something like that just to connect your microphone to that. So it's in front of you, just out of the screen. So it'll be lying there. Obviously, you get it out of the screen, and then you just record yourself talking, and it works well. So that's the Rode microphone, shotgun microphone. You want a shotgun because you only want the sound that's in front of you. If there's two people together, put that shotgun microphone between both of you, and you should be okay. So that's what I recommend there. Okay, so now Rode also has a new lapel microphone system being what's not released yet. It's called Rode Link. It's a fully digital wireless audio system, so that's coming out soon. I don't have the price for that, but it is coming very soon, and it's absolutely fantastic. Now, if you've got your smartphone, excuse me. Okay, so if you've got your smartphone, obviously the audio on this is pretty terrible. You can get a microphone. Okay, excuse me, get a microphone, and all you do is put that microphone into your smartphone, and so you can record with this, and you've got a microphone. This is a shotgun microphone as well, so definitely don't use the audio on your smartphone only because it's not very good. Okay. By the way, I do have a PDF available of all the stuff we're talking about, so you can have a look at all these things yourself in greater detail and to see whether it's worthwhile for you, or look for similar things, maybe a bit less price or pricier, depending on you. But certainly the most important thing is the video camera and the sound. Now this one here that I use for this particular broadcast is an Audio Technica. It's an ATR 2100, and it's around about $60. Again, it's cheaper than some of the more expensive brands, but I think the audio quality is pretty good. It is pretty good. So very important to get the audio right and the visuals right as well. So we're going to now quickly look at tripods. I've got a tripod behind me here. This is a Manfrotto. I love Manfrottos. The Manfrotto tripods are very, very good. They are, a little bit more expensive, but you know what? This is my second Manfrotto tripod. I had one that lasted me for years, and I think I lost one of the pieces on it. I think during a location shoot, which can happen, unfortunately. So I purchased a new one here, but this will outlast you. All right, so it's worth spending more money on quality tripod because, as I said, they'll last forever. Your camcorders can change, your microphones change, but you can always use the same tripod. Now, there's two tripods come in two parts. One is the actual legs, and the other part is the head of the microphone. Now, when you're looking for legs, look for something solid. Okay, these are solid legs. I mean, I look at the tripods and they've got these skinny little legs, and I'm scared to put my camcorder on it because I'm thinking, if the wind blows, the camcorder is going to blow and the whole thing's going to fall. So go for really solid legs. Solid legs, that's what you want, solid legs. It's something that's, that will withstand, wind or anything like that. Also, it's got a number of joints, which allows you obviously to, increase the height. And actually goes right down. You can spread the legs right down. It actually goes right down to the ground if you want a low level shot, which is pretty cool. But it's got those different joints there, which means you can actually set this tripod on stairs, on a set of stairs. You can set it up and still have absolutely level using the 3 legs, and obviously they're at different levels. So it gives you a great deal of flexibility on where you want to shoot. So if your camera needs to be on top of the stairs or middle of the stairs, you can get those legs so that gives you a nice straight image. Excuse me. Okay, so that's what I go for. So for solid legs and flexibility. Now the head here, this is called a fluid head. So I'm using fluid head. So basically you can release all these things here and tighten it, so you can tighten it up when you want a shot and you don't want to move it, but you can also release it and you can tilt it and pan it, and it's got a fluid head. Now fluid head, what it does, it allows you to get a very smooth pan, those lovely smooth pans or tilts without that jerkiness. And again, when you pay for cheaper tripods, when you're trying to get a pan shot, it just sort of jerks along. Which destroys the whole image. So as I said, it's worth paying more money for a tripod because it will last you. It will last you a lifetime, as long as you don't lose pieces like I did. But I highly recommend. So Manfrotto is a good quality. It's a professional quality tripod. I think they're manufactured in Italy, but good quality, lasts a lifetime, well spending more. Now, just again, if you don't want to buy a tripod, this is a monopod. Again, it's a Manfrotto. You just open the legs there like that, and it actually goes right down to the ground, about this height, I guess. You can put your camera on there, and it's so flexible when you're out shooting about at an events or wherever you are. You can put that under your arm with your camcorder. When you see something you want to record, open up the legs, put your camcorder on top, and you can shoot, and you can still pan and tilt. You can do all that and gives you a nice steady shot. So that's a great tool when you're shooting on location and you don't want to carry a big tripod with you. So it's called a monopod. Again, it's from my friends at Manfrotto. They don't pay me for anything of this, but I like it. And here's another device I used to use. This is like a stabilizer. So you put your camcorder on top here. It's got the same screw there as for a tripod, so you can screw it on there, and you balance it there. You got weights at the bottom here, so you have to play around with that. You can adjust the weights and the tilt it from side to side to get it perfectly right, so it's nicely balanced. The idea is to get it absolutely balanced, and you control it through using your finger top there, and that gives you a nice floating feeling of the video camera. So you can just float around. I've done a lot of videos using this, and it just gives you a nice flowing action like you're in space. So it's a really, really neat little device. You can see these devices everywhere online. So look for stabilizer, camera stabilizer. But that's really handy. That's so neat. It's such a good idea. It's just so nicely balanced. Beautiful. All right. Okay, so it's different types of tripods. Now, obviously, videos love light. Yep. So yes, some camcorders, including my Canon here, can work very well in low light. But let's face it, video cameras love light, and not just plain, not just a flood of light. It likes directed light, and it improves the quality of video 100%. So get some lights. I would recommend at least 3 pieces of light. So you might have, in this instance, I've got a light here, which is the your main light or your key light. So it's getting most of the light. Now, if you have a light straight in front of you, it just makes you flat. There's no features. It gives you a flat look. So you want to put a key light to the side of the camera, as in this light here, and it'll pick up here and it'll give me a bit of shadow. You might see some shadows on this side of the face. And normally I would then have a fill light, which is maybe put further away or less intensity, sorry. And it will just slightly fill in those shadows, but not completely, because you do want a bit of shadows, which then gives you those features and makes your face look as if it's 3D, which it is. It is 3D. Yeah. So it just gives you that better look rather than just a flat look. And then you might have a light. I don't have a light behind me, but you might have a light behind you that lights you from behind and takes you out of the background. So you need at least 3 lights. If you get more lights, all the better. You can get away with 3 lights plus a reflector. So just excuse me while I get my reflector. There's a reflector. There it is. That's pretty cool. Now that was a reflector. Now you can see, obviously, when it's on a silver, there's 5 different colors. You can have opaque, black, gold, silver, and white. And by using the silver, it gives you an extra light. So you can light up from behind, and that may be enough. And it's really useful too, using reflectors when you're shooting outdoors, because you can use the sun as your key light. So if the sun's over there, just make sure you stand on the side. So that sun's creating shadows on your face. And with that, that screen, that little silver, using the silver screen, you can actually reflect some of that sunlight back to your face and fill in those shadows a little bit. So it's really useful when you're shooting outdoors. It's useful inside if you need that extra light and you haven't got that light. Just pull it out, the reflector, and use your existing lights to reflect light where you need it. So it's really useful for that. And also, you might see behind me is a green screen. It's a fold-up green screen. I use it all the time for videos when I want to, make a bit of movie magic, because with a green screen, you can key yourself right out of it and then add whatever background you want. So you can do some interesting things with that. Okay, so we're just going to stop there because we have sort of exceeded our time a little bit today, but it's our first show back, so I just wanted to go over a few things. I hope you enjoyed today's show. I hope you have some comments, because I'll certainly be looking at your comments and answering those comments for you. I just thank you very much for watching. We're on every week, same time, same place. So just join us whenever you like. And I hope you really enjoyed it. And we'll be back again next week. And we'll probably start looking at other things. And I think I might look at presentation, how to improve your on-camera presentation. Hopefully I'll get some useful tips for you there. Hope you enjoyed that. Hope you have a fantastic week. I look forward to seeing you again next week. Bye for now.